Hello everyone, welcome to War Thunder Wednesdays, and yes, this is still Kaga. So yeah, we're taken to the skies again. So this is one of those actually very special rounds. You know, the ones that kind of come once in a while, well maybe once in a great while. So again, we're, as some of the previous War Thunder videos, we're flying in our Japanese aircraft, rank 3, and this is the Ki-61E. It's a great fighter, it really is. It has good dive capabilities. You know, it's actually fairly decent in a climb, and you know, just when you need it, you can turn, get those clutch shots like that shot down on that old Spitfire of some description. So let's go ahead and get into some more gameplay here. You know, some of those things that you get with just getting those nice, relatively... I can't really say they're high kill games, because any kill is a good kill in War Thunder, because sometimes you go a couple matches where you do nothing but assist, right? So any kill is good, but sometimes, you know, you just kind of feel like just pulling the trigger, trying to ease the process along. Well, maybe we're contributing to that old issue of, you know, people going a couple games without kills, but you know what? We've been there. We've been there too. So I'm not really certain that that's really an issue here. And besides, this is a team game, so that's fair. So right now, go ahead, we'll line up this Spitfire Mark 1A. Okay. I know the Spitfire is a good plane. I've had some great rounds in it, and I'm going to go on a little tangent here right now. I happen to have some really great games before the last patch of War Thunder, and I didn't get a chance to record them before it patched. Well, nuts. I guess I'm gonna go have to play some more Spitfire matches to make up for those, so I can at least present something other than Japanese aircraft on this channel, and maybe the occasional American aircraft. You know, that's one of the things. I actually quite enjoy the British aircraft. They're quite fun to fly, actually. So, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the mixture of the guns and the general flight performance. They're just generally good aircraft, though I will admit it took me a few times to figure out how to land them Spitfires. Because I'm used to being able to do these very nice powered landings, but I just can't do them in the same way with the Spitfires, just because of the way the struts are laid out and the diameter of the propeller. Oh, you see where this is going, right? Cue the memories of your last Jingles landing. Yeah, I know, I'm not immune to them. I've done them too. Guilty as charged. So, yeah, so at this point, this has been a pretty good round. We've picked up 5 air kills. Damn, that would be a good round in anyone's book. Anyone's book. So let's go ahead. And one of those things that you gotta remember with some of these aircraft is that you need to don't get so hung up on getting all those kills that you forget to get altitude. I remember it now. I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to forget it in a bit. Just keep your eye out on that part. And if you ever fly the Hien type aircraft, it doesn't matter whether it's the Ki-61 down at rank 2 or either of its variants at rank 3, it prefers altitude. It is a very good fighter when you can have altitude to play with. The moment you give up that and speed, ooh, yeah, no, this thing does not fly like a Zero. Do not try to make it fly like a Zero. And sometimes you kind of forget that, considering how it actually does fairly well in turning fights. You know, for one of those more boom and zoom type aircraft, it does fairly well. But by no means should you ever rely on it. Another thing, I can't ever get enough of these, the cannons on this aircraft. Truly beautiful. Once you load that old stealth ammunition, these things are lethal. And here you see me doing this positive and negative bit here. Partially because I'm deeply suspicious that that guy or someone like him was there and Oh, there. Yeah, that's not friendly. There is somebody who's very interested in my falling out of the sky. So again, we're going to go positive, negative, switch that around. Kind of come in here and do a roll. Okay, he's still on it. Okay, we're going to roll dive straight into this canyon and see how ballsy he is in trying to follow me close to this canyon wall. Now, it won't delay him forever. He's probably broke off and trying to re-establish contact. So, at the very least, it will buy me time. And time is important. It can mean the difference between an ally being able to help me and, you know, them not being able to help me. As you know, there's just some aircraft or some pilots that you just can't shake off. Just can't shake them. No matter what you try, they're just that step ahead of you, or perhaps they have better turning characteristics at that altitude than your aircraft does. So what can you do, right? So right now you see me trying to gain a little bit of altitude, gain some speed, because I know I'm not going to be able to get out of this canyon, per se. I guess it's a canyon. Yeah, it kind of looks like a canyon. Without having to, one, gain some speed and some altitude, and two, I really can't leave this fight. At least not forever. So I turn around and gonna go ahead and try to negotiate with our guns. With our guns, of course, because that's the only form of negotiation anyone in War Thunder ever recognizes, is speaking with our guns. Gonna go give this, try to give this Spitfire a piece of the good news. Someone shoots him down. It looks like it was the enemy Yak 3 on my tail. Oh, Lord. Please, please, keep doing that. Keep doing that. Team killing enemy is best wingmate. And we're set on fire. Oh, boy. You can't really do anything about that one. It just has to go out, and it goes out. We're going to go ahead. We pick up the kill on the BF-109, but we get set on fire again, and our engine goes out. So we're going to go ahead, watch our plane disintegrate, and, you know, that's that for that plane. So, the beautiful thing about arcade battles in War Thunder is that there's something called the second chance. So, right now, we're taking that second chance, and actually, to be honest, you can have many chances in arcade battles, and we're taking that chance in the A6 M5 Otsu Reisen. And, you know, unlike the Ihei that we were just flying, this thing features twin 20mm cannons, a single 7.7mm machine gun, and a 12.7mm machine gun. Interestingly enough, there's just one of each of the machine guns, and they are mounted in the forward part of the engine cowling, in comparison to the two 12.7mm machine guns and the two 20mm cannons mounted to the Ihei that we were just flying. You know, one of those things of, it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. And, you know, rate of fire versus damage. I'm actually not quite the biggest fan of either the Reisen or the Reisen Otsu, because those tiny machine gun calibers that they have in the cowling are rather underwhelming compared to the Hien. And, you know, maybe that's a personal preference. I prefer higher burst mass, and that usually means a larger gun caliber. But that's a personal one. Though that being said, you really cannot beat this aircraft and all of its predecessors for ability to turn, and wow, there were no red blips behind me. There were no red blips in front of me. Was that guy gunning for me? Was an ally really gunning for me? I'm not really certain what to think of the people in War Thunder. It's like they have the mentality of the Russian test server for World of Tanks, except it's every day in War Thunder. They don't mind a team kill, period. Lord. So, one of those beautiful little strengths, and why I keep both turning fighters and dive fighters in my lineup, is that I'm never really certain what type of engagement I'm going to have to do. And, you know, fair enough, you never really know. Because sometimes you have to switch targets or target areas to be more effective in, or rather being more decisive in the outcome of the battle. And you have to be willing to shift and put your aircraft into situations it maybe wasn't suited for. And I'm going to say this right now, this has bad idea written all over it. But at the same time, I'm not certain I can ignore a B-25 when we're behind on bases and behind on tickets. So it's one of those, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. Well, in this case, maybe perhaps I should be damned if I do. I know that there's that Yak 3 up there. I'm hoping he's still interested in someone else. So let's try to catch up to one of these bombers over here. And it looks like it's just this one B-25, and another blip came up on the radar, so perhaps there's a second one here that we can still possibly engage. But the Zero, being optimized more for low altitude flight, is going to have a very hard time getting up to the what appears to be about 6,500 meter altitude that B-25 is. So when I see the opportunity to go frisk over a B-25 that's lower than me, I try to go for it. But an allied BF-109F goes ahead, punches his ticket. Okay, there we go. Now, this has bad idea written all over it. Bad idea. Very, very, very bad idea. Challenging a Yak 3 at altitude in a low altitude fighter where I cannot get the lift over the wings, I do not have the engine power, and you could see that coming a mile away. Bleep, 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 bleep. And I'm being very careful right now not to throw it into a flat spin. What I should do, and what I really should do while this allied Ki-43 is occupying this Yak 3, is dive away. And now I'm running short of friends and never short on enemies. Oh boy. Kaga, dive out. Dive out. Yeah, you ever have that moment where you're sitting there and you're playing, doesn't really matter what game you're playing, you're having that moment and you can easily spot someone who is tunnel visioning. Yep. It happens. It happens to the best of us. We're probably more prone to it when we're actually having a real kicking of a round. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do not flat spin. Do not flat spin. Well, that answers that question. It's amazing that the engine starts cutting out like that and idling. How about we try that one again, except in something a little bit more maneuverable, a little bit better power to weight ratio, and perhaps a little more cannony. Yeah, you know, something like this Ki-43 Mi Otsu. Yeah, the light fighter from hell. You know, when I first encountered the Ki-43s down at rank 2, I didn't really think much of them, but they were a significant improvement in the fact that they had, you know, those 12.7mm machine guns compared to, I believe, those 7.7mm that you had before it with the Ki-27. And you know what? I still liked it. It was maneuverable, but when I got it in the Mi Otsu in rank 3, oh boy did I love it. I love those cannons. They shred things to pieces. Combined with that maneuverability and that nice engine, oh boy. Make me happy. Make me happy. About the only thing that you have to do as your part on the pilot is, remember, short bursts. Very short burst. Burp, burp, burp. And that's just one of those nice little things that you really should try to pick up when you are using cannons rather than machine guns is that there are very few instances, unless the enemy is flying straight, level, and true in comparison to your guns, and you have a good position on the target to hit them where it hurts. Don't fire very long bursts. Doesn't usually work. All it does is waste ammunition. And with a couple short bursts, you can probably lure them into thinking, oh, they're out of ammo. And then you can shred them in when they make that mistake. So, right now, we have this light fighter, and things are not looking good. We are so desperately behind on tickets that it would take a small miracle to win. And we've done fairly well for ourselves. 13 kills, 1 assist, and only lost 2 aircraft. We're doing fairly well. But right now, you have that moment where, do I want to mix it up with the fighters, or do I want to help secure a win? Okay, let me do my best and take the gamble that downing this bomber will bring me a win. Because I need to protect that base, right? I need to do that. That is the responsible decision to make. I am in the light fighter. I have no problem climbing to altitude, especially if the B-25 that's in front of me decides to put it into a shallow dive. And even if he's trying to go away from me, he will make that turn. He has to turn eventually. And while, yeah, I know it's not the best thing to do in terms of general fun, but at the same time, I don't really have a choice. I put in a lot of effort thus far in the match, and I want that win. We worship the win. As much as we want to just have fun, there's a certain part of accomplishment that comes from having done all that work and then get the win. And maybe that's just the perfectionist in me saying, you know what? Yeah, it could be fun, but it could be just that little bit more fun with the win, you know? That satisfying feeling of having been that decisive outcome in the match. And you know, maybe that's just me. You can let me know in the comments if that's also you, or people you know. Okay, so we don't manage to... Oh wait, we do manage to pick up that E-25 there. Vive la 20 millimeters. And instantly we turn around. There's an opportunity on this Yak 9K. We try to line up that shot. No way that was going to hit. We try to turn around, get back, re-engage his 6. Okay, looks like a decent shot. We hit his, looks to be a radiator, either internal, external to the engine. And then we go ahead. Looks like it... Oh, we got him. We got him. Alright, there we go. Time to pull up. Alright, we need to get back that altitude we lost. We lost a fair bit of speed there, so it's going to be more work for us in the long run. But that being said, there are mountains here, and I'm not exactly in a hurry to find them the hard way, i.e. plowing straight into them. Hello, trees. You came out of nowhere. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where are you, mountain? Where are you? Okay, blue sky. We're in the clear. Alright. There appears to be 2 enemy aircraft up. A Yak 9, way off in the distance, and an SB-2C. And suddenly it hits me. Huh. Maybe there has been a miracle. Maybe we're gonna run them out of planes. Oh boy. Here we go. Come on. Let's try to catch up to the SB-2C and secure that kill, and then we'll worry about the Yak 9 later. Okay, let's go. And as you can see, it looks like the Allies are also converging on this SB-2C. There's 2 Spitfires and a Racen coming up this guy's 6. So, alright, let's go ahead. Try to get above and behind him. Just follow the basics here, nothing fancy. No need to do anything fancy here. The simpler the better. The simpler the better. Okay. And SB2C is down. Alright, the Spitfire got the kill. Alright, it's time to turn around and think about that Yak 9 right now. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, nope, he's down. He's down. Okay. Is that L? Is that everyone? Damn. They lost all their vehicles. A small miracle has occurred. So, we managed to do fairly well that match, you know, almost 3,000 RP going to our next vehicle, and picking up a fair number of modifications along the way, or in some cases them just going to nothing. So that did fairly well for us, netting almost 58,000 lions too. Wow, number 2 on the team. Wait, that was a number 2 performance? Damn, let's check out that team list there to figure out who outdid us and why, shall we? Okay, so it turns out that we had the most kills of anyone, at least air kills of anyone in the team, on either the team or in the entire match, at 15. Wait, that's a lot of air kills. Alright, so why did they... Oh, there we go. 4 assists and 4 ground kills. Well played. Well played there. I have to admit, it's one of those... It's easy to do from time to time. You just overly focus and do nothing but hunt enemy players in the sky. But sometimes if you want to do a little bit better in the RP thing, depending on the mission, you should go ahead and mix up a few ground targets when they become opportunistic. Well, not opportunistic, but when they're easiest to get at without exposing yourself too much to enemy fire or putting yourself in a vulnerable position. So there was a small host of awards for this one, including a first strike, the multi-strike, ground force rescuer 3 times, shadow strike streak 6 times. Wow, the best squad. That did fairly well for someone I'd never had combat with before. Did fairly well with him. Got the fighter's nightmare for destroying at least 10 enemy fighters. Wow. Got 4 fighter rescuers, 11 professional awards. Wow. Wow. That is a lot. And of course, probably the one everyone wants in any given match of War Thunder is Hero of the Sky, for having destroyed the most aircraft in air battles. Wow. It's quite the round. I'll admit that. That was quite the round. It was some time ago, actually, that I had this one, but you know what? It's still quite the round, yeah? So, thank you for having bared with me for the better part of 23 minutes at this point. I know that my usual War Thunder content isn't quite this long, but, you know, this was a truly great round, start to finish. It wasn't one of those one-sided raffle stomps that you would normally see. This one truly went back and forth right to the end, and we even came around for a turnaround win, shall we say. It was quite a surprising feat, actually. I thought we were going to lose on tickets there, right there at the end, or enemy bombers were going to somehow magically appear right over our base and end us all. Again, thank you for having bared with me. If you happen to like this video, please consider giving a like down below. And if you are interested in this content or other content on the channel, please consider subscribing. Its content is fairly regular. Upcoming content includes World of Tanks and Armored Warfare content to come. But of course, the mainstay of the channel appears to be World of Warships for the moment, so please look forward to that. If you're interested in keeping up with us, please consider also following us on Facebook for more up-to-the-minute updates, if you prefer that form of social media. So thank you for watching us, and good day. Oh yeah, by the way, here's the omake. So for those of you who thought I was somewhat kidding or not serious about the update making some of my replays invalid, here you go. Here's a screenshot. Now have a cookie. Go treat yourself to a cookie. Good day.